Pivola. Jakie Janet. Stonga Oshkinyecha.
Kikaroos.
Alitos, yo. Gwina. Ansti
That's
Huntidish.
E Huntedish. I'm not even going to attempt to say that. I'll say
Kunamante.
Kudamonte. Gwena.
Mariwaka.
Good morning. Good morning.
Pivola.
Did you enjoy your break?
Man, I loved it. I loved it. Put on about, a few more rows, a couple more chins. Got more chins than a Chinese phone book. But,
That's a lot of chins.
you know, I was feeling good. Yeah. Got more chins than the Chinese gangster that
That,
drove up in
that
that
black
Toyota.
dragon.
Yeah, the triad. How was your weekend?
It was good. It's, time with family is always great. So, um, I'm not that much into holiday food. I think it's because we get so much of it all the time. But I'm it was good nonetheless. Spending time with family.
My phone died.
Hey, well,
we need our
I
aesthetics.
guess it's
Well,
quiet time.
it was.
Hmm.
I got to say I enjoyed myself. Went over to my sister Heather's and my brother-in-law George's house. Spent the day over there. It was nice. My kids they always go to their grandparents.
Did you go to the homelands at all?
No, I did not. Because this just really ain't trying to do the most. Till I can get at least part of my vision back. But
Right.
it is what it is, and just I stayed full the whole time. The whole time, like
Yeah,
so, it was good. I enjoyed it. I just enjoyed the break.
it's good. I mean, I think
Sleeping in.
I don't know if it was just being off the longest, but like I was like super tired this morning. Had no desire to do anything, and then I was like, man, I have to get up to go to work. And so, like, none of my girls didn't want to get up. Mello started here today, so I had to wake him up. So it's
What's Mello doing today?
he's contract working with DOH now. So
Wow,
yeah,
that's awesome.
Connor was nice and hired him. So
Well, way to go, Mello.
yeah, I have no idea.
Is he taller than
He's
you?
yeah,
So you're
like
little Mello
he's
now.
like he's like 6'2", man.
So you're little Mello now.
Monster. Yeah.
Hmm. Well, good morning, Carrie.
Yeah, he can.
Good
You can
night.
call
Good
me
night.
that all you want, but he still knows his place.
Yeah. Well. Oh,
Awesome.
congratulations!
Congrats, Carrie.
I seen where Virginia got 20 years.
Man,
It's pretty awesome.
Cat got 700 days too.
Yeah, Cat has 700
That's
days.
awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah. For
Katie's
sure.
like over 500 days now. Is what? So everybody got to do these celebrations during their break. So
Oh
that's
yeah.
good.
That's amazing. We need more. I don't think enough people have pride in
Right.
what it takes just to accomplish getting one day.
Yeah. One day.
I can't even remember how many days I got. Like yeah, I got at least 20. But it's amazing to think that there's a whole community of us, that are willing to recover out loud, and I think it's amazing. So congratulations to everybody that even has one day.
Right.
I mean, that's a celebration within itself. So congratulations.
It's a big step for people to even admit that they've even got just one day, or like, we're meeting a lot of the people that are coming that are having to come back from California, and maybe they're just 20 days in or 30 days in, and it's a big deal for them to be able to voice that and to, garner that strength that it takes for them to realize, hey, every day is going to be a battle. Every day is going to be,
Nyaki Earl,
oh,
Nyaki.
I thought that said Darien for a second. I was like, what were you doing in North Dakota?
I turned it to the Abilene Christian game Saturday, and right as soon as I did, his son Dorian gets an interception.
That's awesome.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty awesome. See a tribal member out there doing his thing.
Yeah. Dorian's a good ball player, man.
Yeah, he's definitely a baller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, it was. But another thing. Lost some people. Lost some very important people in my life this weekend. Um, I got to send my condolences to the Shuffle family. My good friend Miss Cindy passed away. And she was such a big part of my AA family.
Right.
You know, uh, it's amazing the effect that one person can have on a community. And when I talk about Miss Cindy would love you until you learn how to love yourself, I mean, they just don't make those people anymore.
Right.
She was one in a million, and I'm very, very, very blessed to say that I loved her, and she was definitely a positive influence in my life. So I just want to send my condolences to the Shuffle family, and then I lost two other, um, you know, my sis Rocky Kills Knight and my brother Lonnie Matthews. Those are some big hits. I grew up around Rocky. She went with us to me, my grandma, and my aunt Aaron uh, and Doe. We all went to Montana one time. We spent about 2 weeks on the road. We went through Yellowstone. We went to all kinds of places. It was a great experience, and I'm just happy,
Yeah.
I had the experience. Um, and then it was just like a sudden thing with Lonnie's family. So I just got to send my condolences to the Kills Night family, and to Jr. and Kelly, her nieces and nephews, her daughters. I mean, and then to Jackson, Jackson Matthews. It's just you know um, I understand it's a part of life, but sometimes it never gets easier.
Right.
And just happy I'm in a space where I can process and kind of understand that it's all God's plan. I'm just happy I was just able to know these people. Sometimes it's just that simple.
Right. I know that the comments won't be the same without Miss Cindy being
I
in
know,
there.
right?
And so I never got the pleasure of meeting her, but I felt like because we talked to her so much just through the live and everything that it was like a person that we knew. So,
Definitely. I mean,
um, but yeah, it's like you say, loss is it's a part of life, and the grief is going to come along with it, and the trauma that's going to come along with it. We have to be able to be sure that we're staying focused, and it goes along with what the meditation is today, and with what we've been learning through the previous meditations about um, recovery coming in a circle, and there's always going to be good while there's also always going to be bad, and we have to be able to deal with both of those, and we
definitely.
have to have the strength to go through that time. So condolences to all those that are being affected. I know there's probably more out there that
Yeah,
have
for sure.
experienced some loss during this time. Holidays are rough, man, because not just the ones that we're losing now, but ones in the past. I know that, especially those that have maybe lost their parents or anything like that. Holidays are rough
Yeah.
because there's always going to be just an emptiness without them people around, and it's still. I can guarantee you, I know that it's still hard on me and my family
Yeah.
without our mom around. So It's it's just like, they're core people in your lives, and you rely on them so much, and then to not have them there anymore, it makes it for a rough time. But at the same time, it makes me extremely grateful for the people I do have in my life now, and especially for my kids. So yeah, condolences to all those that have gone through any kind of loss or any type of mourning or anything. So prayers going up for all them. So
Definitely. Good morning, Reese. Alex Dean. Good morning. Good morning.
hmm
Well, what do we got this week?
yeah, yeah. The Momentum Conference we're speaking at.
What day is that? Wednesday.
We're speaking on Wednesday.
All of
Okay.
us? Like a panel again? Hopefully. I got
Morning,
an
Mr.
iPad though.
Rhodes. Yeah.
Circle of Giving coming up this Saturday.
Yep. Then our friends at George Hawkins are graduating on the 3rd.
Oh,
So tomorrow.
tomorrow. Oh, that's a big deal.
So
That's a huge deal.
they'll be getting their 90 days tomorrow. So that's a big deal. Circle of Giving, Saturday. Hope to see everybody there. We'll do a bigger announcement coming up. So good morning, Mr. Rhodes. Thank you, Reese, for those words. I appreciate it. So
Mado, Mado.
shall we jump into the reading?
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into this thing.
Alrighty. We're still in the fall. Uh, Meditations with Native American elders. Today is December 2nd. The smarter a man is, the more he needs God to protect him from thinking he knows everything. George Webb, Pima. A spiritual person needs to be careful. The more confident we are, the more likely our egos will get us into trouble. It's relatively easy to become self righteous. We start to think we are teachers and others are students. We start to judge others. We start very subtly at first to play God. After a while, we get really good at it. This is very dangerous. We need to remind ourselves we are here to do God's will. We need to pray every morning. Each day, we need to check in with God to see what He would have us do. At night, we need to spend time with God and review our day. By doing these things, we will stay on track. My Creator, guide my path and show me how to correct my life. I don't think there could have been a more appropriate meditation for everything that we just talked about by
Yeah.
going through that. So, um, Mr. Boto, I'll let you take it away.
Mado, Mado. Good morning, Stacy. Oh, you know what? While you were reading that, I was praying. Whenever I close my eyes and I'm trying to take in what you're saying, at the same time, I asked, because Shane asked me one time, what is this doing this live stream? What is that doing for your ego? And that's one thing that I always try to put first is I ask the creator to give me his words. Let me stay out of your way.
Mm-hmm.
Let me stay out of the creator's way. Let him do his work. And I feel fortunate because I feel like I've been able to do that. I that's where my life went wrong is I tried to play God. I tried to play God so much that I was trying to play God in other people's life. That's how carried away that pride and ego can get. And if you're not sure about what pride and ego is in your life, I mean, keep asking yourself, what would God do in this situation?
Right.
And I guess that's one of the benefits of working 10, 11, and 12 of my AA steps. You know, uh, you learn that you don't have that power. You are so easy to give up your will whenever you're thinking about, you know, uh, how I keep getting in God's way. How can I get out of his way? Well, where it started for me is I had to give up my will. I had to give up my will and allow the creator to do what he's got to do to help me. Maybe, that meant that people, that I felt like I needed in my life, you know, uh, they went away. Situations that I prayed about, you know, uh, I see now where it wasn't meant for me. I understand now where I don't always have to be right. That question always comes up. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? That's like a valid question. Checks out.
Mm.
That I need to ask myself those things. And so to allow the creator's will, what does that mean? What does that mean for me? How do I know that the creator's will is working in my life? It's because I'm not stressing out over every little thing. I don't need control of every little thing. There's these situations that came up in my life, and I just sit back and I pray about it and allow the creator to do what he's got to do. There's this time where I thought I needed to play God. I needed to be, in charge of every little aspect of my life. Man, the anxiety that created, the uneasiness, the I mean, I was just I didn't know what to do. When I ended up in the same situation over and over and over and over and over until it was just easier to go get high or get drunk. Life was too much. I was uncomfortable in my own skin. So today, I've made it part of my day that when I wake up, when my alarm goes off, of course, that sound drives me nuts. So I turn my alarm off and I just sit there for a second and I pray that the creator gives me his will. Let me get out of your way. Even if that's all that I say, thank you for letting me wake up. Creator, please put your will in my life today.
Mhm.
You know, um, it's brought me to a place that I never knew existed. It brought me to a place where I'm at ease. Like I was saying last week, he brought me to a place where only he has the ability to help me with some of the things that's going on in my life. And I put my faith where my fear used to live. And the result of that is like I'm actually happy. I feel free. I'm not afraid anymore of life, cuz life doesn't stop happening just because Barry got sober. I don't run from these problems no more. I don't have to play God about anything. It's easier for me to just sit down and allow the creator to do his work. So do I feel like my pride and ego get in the way? Man, I got a slick mouth. I can't sometimes I can't stop that. But if anything, I feel like my prayers have allowed this new sense of being, this new sense of of understanding that I have a greater cause and it has nothing to do with me. It's all the creator, and for that I'm just grateful, thankful, and appreciative. So go ahead.
Mm.
I hope.
Good words, brother. Good words. You know, there's something I was used to think about all the time whenever I was younger, and it was always about control. It was always about um how am I going to handle this and how am I going to handle that, and I remember, and we've talked about it before, how I it was like like an enlightening moment for me that I was standing out in my aunt's front yard, and I was just like, man, I do so much for everybody, and I do so much to make everybody else's happiness happen. And not once in my life I ever put myself first, and in turn allowed God to be first in my life. And I think that that was a battle I went through, because it was always like we you just finished talking about. It was always stressful. It was always hard for me to be like, man, I was like, I can't do, no one else can do this. I have to do it. And in the beginning it was just all stress. It wasn't anything. And then I remember it switched to me being like, okay, I know that I have all this stress now. How am I going to get rid of this stress? And that resulted in me drinking as much as as much as I could, so I could try to relieve that stress that I had in my life. And I remember at one point I was just like, okay, this isn't even helping anymore. But I like doing it, so I'm gonna keep on doing it. So um to kind of get out of your own way sometimes is one of the hardest things we can do. And I remember as I was growing up, one of the things that I was always taught was you have to be the leader in your house. You have to be the one that's taking care of things, but at the same time that can become overbearing. And you have to realize that yes, you are going to be the leader in your home, um, but at the same time, you have to be able to rely on God. You have to be able to rely on Creator and His will to, and for Him to show you not just the words to speak, but where you need to be and where you're going. And I think that's one of the first things, like you said, and we need to realize in the morning is that, hey, it's God's will that you woke up in the morning. We're not all promised tomorrow. We're not all promised to get through the rest of this day today. Um, we've seen that with the ones that we've lost over this last week, and that we never know what's going to happen. We don't ever know what God's will is, and that we have to be willing to accept it, and we have to be willing to follow it, and we have to be able to listen for it. And sometimes I think we cut ourselves off from being able to listen to it, and we lack the patience sometimes to be able to wait for it. And I think that we have to allow ourselves the time in the morning, like it says in the meditation. We have to allow ourselves time during the middle of the day to realize how far we've come, and to be able to listen to it then. And then even during the evening time, it says to reflect back on your day and to see where God was working, and to see how far, how more you can listen and be ready for the next day. And to pray in the morning and be thankful that you were given another day is a big part, I think, in starting your day. So I think that's why we try to do these meditations as much as possible in the morning time. Most of the times we're on Indian time, but to just to allow people to have a focused time to be able to focus on whatever it is the meditation is, and to be able to take some time and allow just Creator and allow God to speak to you. And just to be thankful. We're in that season of generosity. We're in that ceiling of being appreciative of what we have, and just being thankful for whatever we have around us, especially our family. So I know that going through and being one that was full of pride at one time and had a big ego, and I allow it to come out just like you do sometimes. Uh,
I'm not that bad. Yeah.
hey, China buttons. I always forget about those buttons we have all the time. But no, but there's just times where I allow it to leak out. I allow the my ego to come out. I allow my pride to come out, and sometimes it may be good. Sometimes it's bad on most parts. But the I think a lot of it is me um being trying to find a gratefulness in what I've been provided, and the life I'm able to afford for me and my family. And but yeah, I mean, we go through battles all the time, and I think mine was a lot to do with selfishness and to think that I was in control of everything when I never was in control of any of it. So to have that realization now and to realize that I'm only doing what God is allowing to happen, and so that's that's been a big step for me. So
Madoo, Madoo. Good
hmm
morning, Mr. Levi. Rugged Auntie Corinne. Brother Drew.
yeah.
Good morning, good morning. I can't read the comments.
Rugged Auntie Corinne. Oh yeah, Lord
Miss
Candy.
Candy.
Good morning, Miss Candy. Brother Drew.
What did Drew say?
He said
Oh,
he said
yes.
you haven't grown up a bit. Yeah.
Well, I was thinking about like what we keep talking about God's will. What if a person has no idea what that even means?
hmm
Because I know I didn't. I always heard the words, but I didn't understand what that meant. And I may not know what God's will is. I may not, but I know what it is, and that's getting high and getting drunk.
Right.
Once I was able to start there, then it helped my understanding of what that means. So if you're struggling with understanding what God's will is, that's going to come to you in time. That is going to come to you. But I know what it isn't, and that's getting high and getting drunk.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say that
And
little
no matter how much it seems like we might know what's going on, most of the times we don't know what's going on. And
hell
we
no.
can't be the one, we can't be like, okay, we think that you're being led to do this and this. And no matter how much I try or anybody tries to tell Barry he needs to be doing something else, he's going to do
Do what the hell
whatever he thinks is right. No.
as long as I can get high and getting drunk,
Yeah.
I'll be all right.
So I can do whatever I want as long as I'm not high or drunk.
Good morning, Grandpa. Good morning.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's the idea, right? It's like you can't. That's the faith part.
Yeah,
You have to know that God's will is there, and you have to have the faith that He's leading you in the right
you
direction.
have the free will
Yeah,
every day.
and that as long as you're staying focused on that path, and you're not relying on drugs and alcohol anymore, then you're taking the right road. You're going, you're following the right steps. And so I think that's a big part of it. And so, yeah,
No,
you're
no.
kind of getting wise a little bit over there.
It's all creator. I
Kind of
can't
proud of you.
I can't take blame for none of it.
Wow.
That's all the creator. That's for sure.
Might
That's
be
for damn sure.
it might be your wife talking to you too.
Hey, I'll take it. I'll take it. I will take it. However it comes, creator works through whoever he needs to work through.
Yeah.
Yep.
Morning, David. Uh-oh. She was there.
Oh, Oshkin Yecha. Dongo.
Shout out to those
Ska.
to our brothers and sisters at South Coast.
Yeah, shout out.
Dave said every time he turns on live, it goes right along with what the group topic is that day.
Aho, aho, Mr. Levi. Yeah, I got to give a shout out to all the clients over there.
Yeah, it's like
Hey, you have a guy with a lot of lived experience over there. If anybody's been through it and has definitely put in the work, it has to be my brother David. So I
it's
got to
almost
give a
like he
big shout
reads the
out.
meditations every day.
I mean, even then he has that lived experience that
That he does.
he's definitely put in the work. Like I always say, you put in the work and you let the creator handle the results. So
Yeah.
he's definitely been, I mean, he's exceeded, anything that I feel like I've ever done. He's went well beyond that, and I'm happy for him. Happy for him and his family, and you love to see that. That's what this thing is all about. So, your client, sit down, shut up, and listen.
Grasp onto that knowledge. There.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Tell him the story about the time you grabbed Barry by his hoodie and we're tossing him around. Yeah. Just because
Thanks,
he
guys.
acted like he didn't steal a TV.
Thanks, guys. I bought a stolen TV. No, actually, it didn't have nothing to do with me. I was just,
He was just being Barry.
yeah,
He was
yeah.
just being Barry. Yeah, I could see
But
that. Good morning,
we better
Pam.
we better jump into these announcements.
Announcements. Talkspace. You guys all know we talk about it all the time. Drew said, "Hey, I remember you getting tossed around." www.talkspace.com/CHA tour. Make sure you're signing up. It's free mental health counseling, free therapy for you guys. That's 2 video sessions a month, unlimited text messaging back and forth with your licensed counselor. We know several people have used it for their drug court reasons. It's allows for those therapy sessions to happen. So make sure you're signing up. Pass code is restore. You put it in that organizational phrase, and so make sure you're signing up.
Good morning, Aunt Pam. And Drew, I'll toss you around, boy. I remember when I used to, nah.
I remember when I tossed you that one time.
Text
That
tour.
one time.
Text tour to 888-580-4tour. Shout out to Brand Logics. Text tour to 888-580-4tour. Should I throw Drew around every day? What are you talking about?
He said you can't even see him right now.
Not right now. Put on a bell. Put on a bell and bring it on.
Put on a bell. Be running by him. Oh man. Circle of Giving on Geary at the Give Miles ERC. That'll be on December 7th. Come out at we're gonna start at 2 p.m. It's we are setting it up like a benefit dance, but it's not really going to be a benefit dance. It's for the kids that are secondary victims to substance abuse. We're accepting donations. $10 toy donation will get you entered into a drawing for some gifts. Oh yeah, raffle. So you'll be entered into a raffle for TV or bikes. Cedar Box probably too. If you know anybody that needs to be nominated for that, any children that need to be nominated for that, there's the QR code right there. Make sure you're signing up. We have several that we've received already. Several people have already bought stuff for them as well. So make sure you're using that nomination form. We're also having a chili cook-off. Barry dares everybody to try to beat his chili there. Bring your best chili. Bring some cornbread. We'll see what happens. Tons of social dancing contests, Mr. and Mrs. Claus Golden Age Potato Dance. We're having a Tiny Tot and Junior Elf Contest dance. Santa Sleigh Race. So, Santa Sleigh Race. Then we're also doing typical social dances, Princess Sash Dance, two-step, round dance. So come on out, join us. This Thursday, we're having a well-variety meeting at the Oxford House at 810 East Cedar Avenue there in Weatherford, Oklahoma. We're excited about that because they've been asking us to try to start doing our talking circles there. So our first well-variety meeting will be this Thursday at 7 o'clock. All of our meetings will always pretty much start at 7 o'clock. 6:30 normally comes in during the smudging time, so you can come in and just use that. It's kind of like a networking time. I say networking because that's the business term I know. But between 6:30 and 7, you're allowed to come and get your prayers in, talk with everybody, and then at 7 o'clock the meeting starts. So you want to take over for?
No, I don't.
Oh
No,
well.
I'm just kidding. Here at 1950 South Shepherd on Mondays, Mending Mondays. It's Men and Broken Hearts Grief Talking Circle. Um, it's probably, I love the Mending Mondays. Um, if you're dealing with grief and you want a healthy way to process, you want a healthy way to help you just it's a great resource for people that are dealing with grief. So that'll be on Mondays here at 1950 South Shepherd at 7 o'clock. Then on Tuesdays at 721 Frisco Avenue at the Public Library in Clinton, they have a talking circle on. And then on this Thursday will be the first talking circle in Weatherford, like he was just saying. But we also have a talking circle here in El Reno at 1950 South Shepherd at 7 o'clock. And then on Friday nights, we have a 12-step meeting that gets a little bit more in depth into the Well Variety book and a little bit more action. And Raw Dog Bob is just staring at me. So the shark.
Dun, dun, yeah. Oh, five golden antes coming up. Make sure you're setting aside some time. That'll be the 16th through the 20th. We're gonna host a 5-night series of speaker nights, and it'll be our five golden antes. 16th is Cassandra Frazier. 17th is Tatum Escott. The no, the 18th is Natalie Harjo. 19th is Brittany Levi. The 20th is Mona Condole. So make sure you're setting aside some time. Come eat with us at 6 o'clock. Then
Who's on the 18th?
Natalie Bojo, Natalie Botone.
That's my birthday.
Look at that. How's you gonna be 50?
I'm gonna be 55.
Is it really your birthday?
Yeah,
Oh,
My
are you
belly
are you
button.
going to be here?
belly button birthday. I hope.
On a bender.
You never know.
Yeah.
I mean, you never know. Take my wheel back. You never know.
So while the wife's away, I get to go play. I know where she's going to be.
She'll let me out of her sight,
Oh my goodness!
which is a good thing. Which is a good.
You wouldn't even know she was there or not. You can't even see.
I would know.
That's good. Yeah, that's the 18th.
Oh yeah, on my birthday. So yeah, I'm gonna be 45. Yeah.
I thought you was old.
Eh,
You gonna make your cake?
You're old gray bush, raw dog.
This guy. Come on. No. People can hear what you're saying.
Oh. Well, anyways, what else we got? Is that it?
I think so. Yeah. Oh yeah, December 12th is when it's starting, right? So December 12th, the Empowered Youth Group, facilitated by Miss Tatum Escott, will be starting here. Ages 14 through 18. This is not a babysitting service. It is actually for youth that are wanting to actually have their own well variety circle. So make sure
We have 3 or 4 that are like regulars at our meetings.
Right.
So I think it shout out to Tatum because that's a great idea. I mean, they've actually dealt with addiction in their
Right.
life, and just gives them that opportunity to maybe talk about some issues that nobody else is talking about. I mean, it would have been a great tool for me to have growing up, so I think it's a great idea.
Good morning, Miss Sherry. Good morning, Tobias. Thanks for tuning in. We
Tobias.
appreciate everybody.
Hopefully see you tonight, brother. Hopefully see you tonight, Toby.
Oh,
Toads.
Kikadoos, Miss Mary Faye.
Good morning, Mary Fate.
More the merrier. Yep. I hope everything's going good up there. Phyllis the realist.
Phyllis the
Nyaka.
realist, Nyaka.
So
Well,
I
is
don't
that
know what
it?
else is going on. Anything else going on? We just gotta talk.
3 days in a row?
Yeah, if you're gonna be there. Well,
Depends on how
you
that-
have a real good reason.
Depends
to
on
not
how
do it.
today goes, really. I mean,
So,
if
if
y'all
you-
could send me a prayer too, hopefully things get squared away. I'm ready to, I'm ready to see.
well, after
You
that,
know,
after
God's will. God's will.
after that talk about getting away from your wife, I would be praying for you too. So,
I didn't talk about it. Y'all did. I know where I'm gonna be at.
yeah,
I ain't going nowhere. Shoot.
she has to drive me over here anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Okay.
Well,
Yeah, I think we're finished.
yep. Well, thank you. Like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about
Absolutely.
us. So I hope.